I want to talk about Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is about to play in his 5th Eastern Conference appearance in 7 seasons in the NBA. Mind you, so you're telling me he's only missed the Eastern Conference Finals 2 times in his career, in his 7-year career, and he has nothing to show for it but an Eastern Conference Finals MVP and a Finals loss to the Golden State Warriors when they were up 2-1, I believe, in that series. They were up 2-1, and Golden State came back and won 3 straight games and beat Boston. And that was the year 2022. Since then, he lost to a Miami Heat team in which he was down 3-0 against. They came back, won 3 straight games, but they still lost in Game 7. They weren't going to come back from 3-0. It's never been done before. And Jayson Tatum has no hardware to show for it. He has no MVPs. He has no NBA Finals trophies, which means he has no Finals MVPs. Then on top of that, he made it to an Eastern Conference Finals this season in a flawed run. The first round, you played the Miami Heat with no Jimmy Butler. You knew you were going to win. The second round, you play who did they play in the second round? They played, I'm blanking, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, the Cavs didn't have Jared Allen that entire series. Granted, the Boston Celtics didn't have Kristaps Porzingis, but we're about to get into that. We're about to get into that conversation in a minute. Let me just go through this. Cleveland Cavaliers team with no Jared Allen for games 1 through 4 or 5. Donovan Mitchell didn't play Game 4 and Game 5. Karis LeVert didn't play Game 5. So really, you only played Donovan Mitchell 3 times in that series. And in that series, against Donovan Mitchell, y'all were 2-1. I'm not saying they would have lost that series, but I think they could have got another game if Donovan Mitchell played. That's neither here nor there. And now in the Eastern Conference Finals, not to discredit anything from the Indiana Pacers, but I don't think the Indiana Pacers have the size, the strength, the shot-making ability. Yeah, they can get hot. If Indiana gets hot, I believe they can get 2 games. A game. Maybe a game or 2. I think 2 is the ceiling. I don't think this is going 7 games. If it goes 7 games, I'm going to have serious questions about Boston. I already have serious questions about Boston, but I'm going to have even more serious questions about Boston. So there you have it. You have them playing the Indiana Pacers team. Their best player is Tyrese Haliburton, who's 23, 24 years old. Nothing wrong with that, but you know what I say about guards and leading their team to the finals and winning the finals. It's only been 3, and it's really the great ones. Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, the 3 greatest point guards of all time. And they're the only ones to do it. If Tyrese Haliburton accomplishes and beats Boston and wins the finals, if that happens, then there's going to be some, uncomfortable conversation about where Tyrese Haliburton ranks right now and where he will rank finish when his career is all said and done. He's gonna make me reevaluate what I think about point guards and leading their teams to finals, and how you should construct your team to make the finals as your point when a point guard's your best player. So back to Boston. No Kristaps Porzingis, obviously, for the first couple games of this series against the Indiana Pacers. It shouldn't matter, but we're gonna see how it goes. But back to Boston's reconstruction as a team. Or construction as a team, not reconstruction. Well, you can say reconstruction because they traded Marcus Smart, who was the heart and soul of their team for the previous 6 Eastern Conference Finals runs. They got Kristaps Porzingis at the 5. But he's hurt right now. So this Boston Celtics reconstruction. You have Jrue Holiday at the 1, Derek White at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Jayson Tatum at the 4, Kristaps at the 5. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But that is the best starting 5 in basketball. The Boston Celtics have turned Derek White into an all-star caliber player. I didn't say he was an all-star caliber player. And he's a superstar in his role. Listen to the words I'm saying. He's a superstar in his role and an all-star caliber player. Derek White's not that good. But since Derek White is seen the worst defender on a court with Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday, yeah, you're going to average 22 points a game in the playoffs. Speaking of points per game, why is Jayson Tatum in conversation with Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic and Shea when those guys are carrying the load for their team? Shoot on both ends of the court, except Luka. Luka, obviously not the defender that Shea and Ant is. Really, nobody's the defender that Ant is right now in the league. But Tatum is the third leading scorer, or was at one point. I haven't checked it in a while, but the third leading scorer at one point on his team, behind Derek White, behind Jaylen Brown. Jayson Tatum has been awful in this playoffs, and I made a video about it a while ago, a couple weeks ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, about Jayson Tatum's playoff disappointments right now and his scoring efficiency. It's gotten a little better, but you're going to need him to be a lot more better if you're going to beat Dallas Mavericks, or if you're going to beat Minnesota Timberwolves. And shoot, you even got to get past the Indiana Pacers. So, we're going to see in Game 1 what they do against the Indiana Pacers. Granted, Indiana might lose Game 1 just because they're gassed by the New York, but shoot, they ran the boys off the court. And Indiana runs. And if Jayson Tatum can't run with Indiana, it's going to be a long night for him. Jayson Tatum's the biggest question mark on the Boston Celtics right now for me. Everybody else, I'm not really concerned about. Really, Jaylen Brown's a question mark too, but he's actually been playing really well these playoffs. But Jayson Tatum, you're the guy on that team. You're the superstar. All eyes are on you, and you need to perform. I know I might be overly critical about Jayson Tatum, but bro, you've been to 7 Eastern Conference Finals. You've been to 5 Eastern Conference Finals, in 7 years. You have nothing to show for it. You have 1 finals appearance in 5 attempts. My fault, in 4 attempts. You're about to be on your 5th attempt. And if you don't have finals appearance in 5 attempts going to the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, if you don't have a ring in 5 attempts going to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm going to have even more questions. But like I said, Jayson Tatum doesn't belong in the conversation with Shea, Ant, Luka. He's not there yet. Granted, if you put any of those other guys on this roster, they're going to win the finals. On any other Boston teams, they're going to win the finals. Last year, they beat Miami. They probably don't beat Bubble Miami. They probably don't beat Cleveland the first year when Jayson Tatum was a rookie. But man, Jayson Tatum has always had a team around him. He got drafted into a fantastic situation. He has to show me something. But that's all for me. I'm done hating on Jayson Tatum. I'm not really hating. I'm just speaking the facts. But that's it for me, guys. I'm one Trivia and I'm out.